On each episode of Around in Durango, we visit a local business and chat with a special guest on what is happening in this great town of ours.
Today we're at Animas Chocolate and Coffee Company talking with owner Carly Snider. We'll also be talking with Amy Sovocool, the Chief Operating Officer at Conservation Legacy and Southwest Conservation Corps, about what they've been up to in our community. Hey Carly,
Hey Carly, how's it going?
It's so great to see you. Thanks so much, it's so great to see you.
Great to see you too. Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
We can't wait to sample some chocolate and cocktails and all the other coffees you have in this place.
We have all sorts of things for you guys at Animas Chocolate.
That's going to be amazing.
Yay, let's go check it out.
Let's do it.
Carly, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to meet with us today.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to have you guys here.
Are you kidding me? We get to meet the chocolatier. See, I knew I blew it. The
Chocolatier.
Chocolatier. Chocolatier.
Oh God. What have I started?
I know, exactly.
This is really exciting for us. And we have a cacao pod, right?
Correct, yes.
Here, all right, so.
This is where it all begins.
This is where, so is this the story? We're gonna start from cacao pod and go all the way through the making of the chocolate?
We can, yeah, whatever you guys want to do.
I think, you know, one of the things that's interesting that you have talked to us about is how you do kind of the bean to bar and the whole history of that.
Yes.
Make it authentic chocolate here.
Yes. With our bean to bar chocolate, it's organic. We use just 2 ingredients. It's organic cacao and organic cane sugar. And it's all fair trade, you know, sustainably sourced cacao, which we get through a really great distributor that's been just growing with us over the last 10 years.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about how you do things differently and make it so special?
Oh man. So yeah, we are a chocolate shop, but also we kind of consider ourselves like a cafe, a chocolate cafe, where we do coffee, we have alcohol and chocolate pairings. We have over 200 different products that we produce throughout the year. But one of the things that we really try to do extremely well is just providing a cool experience for people.
And you do, it's not like walking into a chocolate shop by any stretch of imagination. How did you get into all of this? What's the origin story?
I started working at Tall Timber Resort, which is in between Durango and Silverton. You can only get there by train or helicopter, or you can hike it. A lot of the staff hikes in and out. And when I was up there, I found this old recipe book that had some chocolate recipes
like
in it.
In the resort itself?
Yeah, it's actually over there on the wall, and that's kind of what ignited the spark. And then I met my husband Mark, and we kind of just started brainstorming and started with a little space in the chip peddler kitchen, if you guys remember the chip peddler.
Is that how the chips and chocolate came together?
A little bit, that is
like an accident,
yes.
like the Reese's commercial? Like
It
one
was
day
a
you turn
total
around and it was
accident.
like,
I never just was like, no.
and somebody went, this is really good.
Yeah, that was one of the things that the chip peddler was like, oh, you should dip these in chocolate. So, and it was a great little partnership, and it kind of got us going. It was a commercial kitchen, and so we started with 4 different products, 4 chocolate bars and 4 truffles. And right now we have over 200 different things that we do, and not only do we make all the things, but we also make the chocolate. We do both, and a lot of chocolate shops will only do one or the other.
So
And
they
that's
buy
where the whole
chocolate
bean to bar comes
and then they
into
make
place.
things out of the chocolate.
Yeah, and that's what
I didn't know
99.9%
that.
of chocolate shops do. But we wanted to go, you know, take it to the next level.
And you have over 200 different products, but we're supposed to ask you about peanut butter cups.
Why don't you have peanut butter cups?
I have made a few peanut butter items in the past and have gone up about 2 sizes in like 2 weeks.
You can't do it.
So I have no self-control.
So out of self-control, you cannot have peanut butter.
I can't do it. I'm like, I will like just eat them all.
There you go.
What else do you want people to know about Animas Chocolate Company and Coffee Company?
Animas Chocolate and Coffee Company.
Animas Chocolate and Coffee Company.
We just want to share it with people and have them spread the word and keep doing our craft as well as we can.
Thank you so much, Carly.
We're excited to try some of your pairings. That'll be great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for showcasing your beautiful place.
We have our Maya Chai, which is called the Madame, and it's paired with our Texas truffle, which is our handmade fudge enrobed in milk chocolate and bedazzled. In Christina, you have the Mayan paintbrush, which is a gin cocktail, and then it's paired with our gold mine truffle, which is milk chocolate with little pieces of toffee. This is our Irish coffee. It's Kilbeggan Irish whiskey, and then paired with our River Bottom milk chocolate toffee.
Wow.
Wow,
That's
that looks
amazing.
beautiful.
I feel like a little kid again.
Well, thanks so much, you guys. These drinks look lovely.
Oh yeah,
Cheers.
let's toast. I'm gonna get
Cheers.
whipped cream all over everything.
All right, that sounds
There you
great.
are. Cheers. Isn't this
Cheers.
amazing?
Great.
Cheers.
Oh, that's lovely.
That is delicious.
Now I'm gonna have a mustache from my whipped
Yeah.
cream.
I'm excited for these pairings too.
I'm excited for my bedazzled.
I know you have
Chocolate.
bedazzle and sparkle, so you have a little bit of both.
It's amazing.
That's great.
Like a little kid.
I wanted to,
Whiskey. It's awesome.
well, thank you so much, Amy, for taking time to be with us. Chris, I don't know if you met Amy Sovocool.
This is my first meeting. It's nice to meet you, Amy.
Amy is the COO of Conservation Legacy and also works more regionally here with Southwest Conservation Corps. So my degree is in environmental science and my background in that, so I'm so excited to connect with you on this level and share with our community a little bit more about the differentiation between Conservation Legacy and Southwest Conservation Corps and how you're here locally in the community but have this amazing nationwide presence. So can you share a little bit about the differentiations and overlaps?
Sure. In 1998, the Southwest Youth Corps actually was founded locally here in Durango to serve local young adults on conservation projects on public lands and in public parks around this area. Since then, we've grown from about 20 people strong the first year to around 2,000 people strong, working across the country. For the first bit, we worked just here locally as Southwest Conservation Corps, and then as we grew, we had to rebrand and reinvent ourselves, and so we changed our name to Conservation Legacy and then support locally the Southwest Conservation Corps.
Wow, that's a big piece. I didn't know that. I always thought of you as a local organization. I had no idea how the breadth of everything that's going on there. 2,000 people? That's amazing.
It's incredible. A lot of opportunities for young people to be engaged in meaningful conservation work and some environmental science work as well, and still really have a strong, robust presence here in Southwest Colorado.
And talk about like the involvement with, because there's AmeriCorps and then you also have paid employees and volunteers. And so talk a little bit about that so people understand if they want to get involved, how they would and what regards they could.
Ultimately, everyone in our program is receiving some type of compensation or living allowance. Many of our members, young people in our programs, are AmeriCorps members. So in addition to getting paid a weekly stipend, they're also getting an AmeriCorps Education Award that they can use. And it's a national service program. So we try to build in the spirit of being in serving your community and working in your community and building our nation.
So great.
Yeah.
When you say conservation work, can you break that down a little bit and tell us what kind of work that means? What are these folks doing?
Getting dirty most of the time.
Nice.
Working on trails around here. Almost any trail in the San Juan National Forest, it's likely that we've had some touch on. We also do a lot of fuels mitigation. So we've done a lot of thinning. If you walk up in Dollar Mountain Park, that's all been thinned by our crews. And we also engage a lot of young folks, 14 to 18, in a lot of community-based projects.
And how do these young people get involved in these programs?
Everyone has to go through an application process, as they would for any job. We conduct all the interviews and reference checks, and we really are looking for people that they don't have to have any experience. You don't have to have any experience in this field. You just have to have the desire and the interest in giving back to your community, being outside, working in a team generally, and having the desire to really be part of something that is rewarding.
So the work is a true legacy for the communities. I mean, it's a lasting imprint across all the communities you work in, that they can look back on generations from now and say, hey, we did this and created these trails and conserved this part of the region or so forth. That's a huge thing to be involved in. It's awesome.
Yeah, we were actually founded in part in the spirit of the Civilian Conservation Corps, which is building on that legacy.
How did you get involved in this type of work?
That's a funny question.
You're originally from Maine, is that
I'm
right?
originally from Maine. I graduated actually very similar probably to you with an environmental science and political science background, and decided the political science after spending time in DC was just not my jam. And so I ended up doing some trail work and applied for some jobs and found one with what was the Southwest Conservation Corps here. And it was 2 months longer than the other job that I was offered, so I took it sight unseen and have stayed with the organization and stayed in Durango ever since.
How long ago was that?
Since 2003, so almost 20 years.
That's great.
Wow, that's a long time.
That is a long time.
It's a long time to be in the community doing all that work and swinging Pulaskis, right?
Yep.
Do they do that?
Yep.
I learned that word.
from our friend Mary Monroe Brown.
That's right, yeah, Pulaski.
Director
I
of Trails 2000.
never held a Pulaski in my hand, but I know what it looks like. How can the community help you and support this organization? Do you take donations? Do you have events? How's that work?
We certainly take donations, and locally really supporting our youth programs. That's the hardest thing for us to support. So any support that is given to Southwest Conservation Corps with that particular tag is given right back to the community and the young people and the projects that are happening here.
Right. Do you find that many of these young people go on to careers that are relevant to conservation after they spend time with you?
Absolutely. We have a Veterans Fire Corps program, and we've tracked that demographic specifically, and over half of those folks go right into wildland firefighting.
Okay.
Into hotshot crews or hand crews across the nation. It's incredible. I think there's a little bit of an untold story that no one knows conservation legacy really here locally, and we've certainly grown out of what people see as a local brand of the Southwest Conservation Corps, but we have expanded. There's an incredible Corps staff of 20 here at least that are just supporting all of these efforts and all these other Corps that have expanded across the country.
That's what's great about getting to meet you and talk for a little bit here, because I wasn't aware of it. I really learned something just listening to you for these few minutes, and for those that get to watch this, I'm sure that they will too. It's great to have you here and get to hear about all that great work you're doing throughout this community and every other. With all those folks. Thanks for making such a big impact.
Yeah.
Great to be able to share it.
Yeah.
And certainly we hope to see it continue, and encourage folks, if you see one of our vans or any of our folks in uniform,
Give them a high five.
Give them a high five, say thanks for all your hard work.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, cheers. Cheers to all your hard work.
Thanks.
Thank you again for joining us and having a round here at Animas Chocolate and Coffee Company. It's been a pleasure talking with Carly and Amy. We're excited to be able to share what they are doing in Durango. We'll see you next time for another Around in Durango. Oh my
Can I try a bite of
goodness.
that?
No.